This is a little quick behind the scenes 2023 Christmas light show. It's our first year doing it, so learned a lot, made a lot of mistakes, but it was a lot of fun. It's just our little simple 2-and-2 sign set up here. My wife made with her vinyl cutter. We bought the little Coro sign off Amazon, I think. So she made the stickers put on there. We just got a little landscape spotlight pointed at it. Puts off a little more light than I'd like, kind of backwashes the house, but it's fine on short notice. So this is our mega tree. It is seed pixels. You'll see as it get closer. It's about, I guess it's probably about 13, 14 feet to the tip of the star. Like I said, this is 12-volt seed pixels on 50 millimeter centers, so roughly 2 inches. We had some trouble. Like, it worried me a little bit twisting because the point of view is definitely like better from the front than the back. It emits a lot of light, but from the road it's really not bad if they start twisting around. So I've got the portable hole 2, made that, and I've just got 1-inch cast iron pipe that I screwed into it, and I think it's 1 inch. I can't remember. Yeah, it's 1 inch. That is screwed into it. Up top, put a Gilbert Engineering Half Moon 32 hole topper, then ran another piece of cast iron pipe up out of the flange on the Gilbert Engineering 36-270 star. So the base is a 1-inch piece of PEX that we bent, and I drilled holes in it and just staked it into the ground. We've got just little carabiners at the top holding it, and these 3D printed clamps. It's the same up there. You just run 2 M4 bolts through it into M4 nuts, and got M4 eye hooks at the bottom attached to the carabiners and on bungees at the bottom. I've had some 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts, no problems. Got a couple of guy wires in the back with twisting anchors that connected to a Colt K32 that I'm only using 8 ports for the tree because I have like 4 zigzags and poor planning on my part there, but I had some pixels left over at the bottom, and I just had to fix that in FPP, and it turned out fine. So a little more work, but it looked fine. So let's see, on the house I've got a little 18 by 24 matrix, 2-inch centers. I just built that last year just for fun. I didn't even have a light show or anything, but decided to just throw it up on that window up there. It looks pretty good when it's going. We've got the house outline, vinyl J-channel, 3D printed a jig, drilled that on 2-inch centers, just 12-volt pixel lights around the doors and windows. We've got this PVC, 3/4 inch PVC that we drilled on 2-inch centers, again with a 3D printed jig, and my wife painted them like candy canes. I think they look pretty good during the day, so good on her there. So it's brick in the front, so we have a lintel, so we just use magnets and zip ties to mount them to the lintel. Just the easiest way we could figure out to do it. All the house outline stuff is ran off this box with a Colt K8, and that's just a dumb pixel tree that I really like, and I turn it off with an MQTT command when the show starts, and then I turn it back on during the intermission, because we have like a static intermission sequence that just looks like, you know, static dumb pixel lights, and it has a countdown on the matrix up there. But yeah, so J-channel on the house outline. We've got that perma mounted up there with some Scotch, quote unquote permanent mounting tape. We'll see, I hope so. Again, lintel, magnets on the window outlines. They kick out a little at the bottom, but from the road they look fine. You can't tell. These vertical outlines, again, just PVC. I was gonna drive rebar into the ground and mount them to that, but I mean, we just stuck them up and zip tied them to the gutter, and you know, zip ties make Christmas miracles happen. So there you go. Back to the yard. We've got some arches I kind of made last minute. I wanted to try seed pixels in them just by running the seed pixel strips through, but they didn't look very good. The light just wasn't enough light to create the cool arch effect you're used to seeing. So after I built them, I just freehand drilled some holes as close to 2-inch centers as I can in the back, and stuck pixels in there, and it gets a nice wash. It looks good. The white PEX does a good job with that, so I like it. And we've got the SFL mounts with some pallet wood that I got from work. I just bolted them to that, and they stand up no problem. I didn't have any issues there. Let's see. We just got a little 4-port differential receiver running from the K32 with Ethernet. I don't really like differentials. Just had a lot of data issues with them out here. They don't seem to like it when you string multiple props together, even though you're well within your pixel limit for that port. Whatever. So I've got some Gilbert singing trees, the 30-inch ones. They look pretty good. The black is okay. It looks really good at night. Just got them with some EMT hangers on the back and just a piece of PVC, and just got some rebar driven into the ground. Just let them over that. Got these little 50 pixel snowflakes. These are from Justin Z's Etsy shop. We 3D printed these, and I like them. I'm gonna mount them in the outlines next year, I think, like hang them off the window outlines. This is just kind of a last minute thing. We had some pixels left over, so we just threw them up in this tree. They look pretty good though. Over here, some spiral trees from our old dumb pixel display. These are, I don't know, a mixture of Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, wherever else you can get them. They're a little haggard from the weather, because we lost all the original lights. They were on to a lightning storm last year. So stripped all those off and 3D printed these pixel clips. And clip pixels, and it's like, say, about 40 pixels for the small ones. The biggest ones hold around 100. Then these stars are another Justin Z creation, 50 pixel stars that I 3D printed. All the 3D printed stuff's out of PETG. It's held up really well this year, so hopefully it'll keep holding up. But his stuff's really good. It's really easy to push pixels through him. He's got a hole in the back of the stars that you can just screw an M4 screw into and secure them to the pole, and that's held up really well. So I've been really happy with these. These have been great in most sequences. Even if you don't have spiral trees, you can just map like mini trees to it, and they'll still look really good. These are again controlled by another 4-port differential receiver. Had kind of the same issues with finicky data. Anytime I had one of these like 100 pixel trees that was chained to one of the smaller ones, the smaller one would always flicker. So yeah, I just didn't like that at all. So had to just deal with that best I could, using as short as extensions as possible. I tried an F amp, that didn't work. So I'm just gonna use smaller controllers next year instead of these differentials, and I'll just run it all off Wi-Fi. No big deal. Just using my K32 as a master and push all these as remotes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. First year, like I said, learned a lot. A lot of late nights out here freezing in the yard, getting everything going, but it was a good time and I've loved it. Can't wait to expand next year.